What happens to a town when everyone leaves? Where do the echoes of laughter, work, and life go when time simply stops? From forgotten ghost towns to decaying factories, these places once fueled America's growth, and now they stand frozen in silence. Today, we're re-exploring the haunting beauty of abandoned America, and you won't believe what Esto left behind. Before we start this journey through forgotten places, make sure to subscribe so you never miss the hidden stories of America's past. Imagine a bustling street, alive with the clatter of horse-drawn wagons and the shouts of prospectors who struck it rich. Now, picture that same street silent, with dust swirling through empty doorways where saloons once thrived. This is the reality of America's forgotten ghost towns. These settlements, born from the fever of gold rushes or the promise of the railroad, were once the beating heart of the West. They represented hope, ambition, and the relentless drive for a better life. But when the gold veins ran dry or the railroad tracks were rerouted, the lifeblood of these towns vanished almost overnight. The people left, seeking fortune elsewhere, leaving their homes, businesses, and dreams behind. One of the most powerful examples is Bodie, California. Nestled in the desolate high desert, Bodie isn't a ruin. It's a town preserved in a state of arrested decay. Walking its deserted streets feels like stepping into a real lifetime capsule. You can peer through grimy windows to see tables still set for dinner, goods lining the shelves of the general store, and lessons scrawled on the chalkboard of the old schoolhouse. It's as if the residents simply walked away one afternoon and never came back. Bodie's eerie stillness captures the boom-and-bust cycle of the Old West, serving as a raw, tangible link to an era of wild dreams and sudden collapses. It's a silent testament to the fact that even the most vibrant communities can become ghosts, their stories whispered only by the wind. The story of abandonment isn't confined to the Wild West. Across the nation, another kind of ghost haunts the landscape, the deserted industrial site. Towering smokestacks that no longer belch smoke, colossal factory floors now home only to silence and rust, and sprawling mills where thousands once toiled. These are the cathedrals of a bygone industrial age. For decades, these places were the engines of American prosperity. They built cars, forged steel, and wove the textiles that clothed a nation. They represented progress, innovation, and the unwavering belief in a future built by human hands. But as technology evolved, economies shifted, and manufacturing moved overseas, these titans of industry began to fall silent, one by one. The rise and fall of American manufacturing is etched into the crumbling brick and shattered glass of these decaying giants. Think of the Packard automotive plant in Detroit, a sprawling ruin that once symbolized the pinnacle of American automotive ingenuity. Now, it stands as a grim monument to urban decay and economic transformation. These sites are more than just empty buildings. They are graveyards of ambition. They tell a story of hardworking communities built around a single industry, only to be left adrift when that industry disappeared. The silence within these vast, empty halls is deafening, filled with the echoes of machinery, the shouts of workers, and the hum of a nation at the peak of its power. They are a powerful reminder that progress always leaves something behind. Beyond the factories and frontier towns, a more personal and intimate form of abandonment can be found in America's deserted homes and mansions. These were once places filled with life, warmth, and the daily dramas of family. Grand staircases that hosted generations of footsteps now creak under the weight of decay. And elegant ballrooms where music once played are now draped in cobwebs and peeling paint. These homes, from humble farmhouses to opulent estates, stand as silent witnesses to lost wealth, forgotten families, and the unstoppable march of time. They are the physical embodiment of stories that have faded from memory. The reasons for their abandonment are as varied as the families who once lived there. Many reflect dramatic shifts in the economy, where family fortunes built over generations were wiped out in a single market crash. In other cases, a region's decline meant there was no one left to inherit or care for the ancestral home. As families moved to cities for new opportunities, these magnificent structures were left to the mercy of the elements. Nature, in its patient and relentless way, begins to reclaim them. Ivy snakes through broken window panes, trees sprout from living room floors, and roofs collapse to let the sky in. Each decaying mansion tells a poignant tale of personal loss and the fragility of human legacy, showing how even the most solid symbols of success can be swallowed by time. Some of the most imposing and haunting abandoned places are those built by the state, decommissioned military bases, and forsaken asylums. These institutions were once centers of immense power and control, shaping lives on a massive scale. The military bases, with their empty barracks, silent airfields, and forgotten bunkers, tell stories of changing warfare and geopolitical shifts. A Cold War missile silo, once ready to launch at a moment's notice, now sits dormant beneath a peaceful field. A naval base that sent thousands of ships to war is now a collection of ghostly piers. These places were designed for readiness and action, and their current stillness is a profound contrast to their intense past. Similarly, abandoned asylums and hospitals stand as chilling monuments to the evolution of medicine and mental health treatment. With their long, dark corridors, decaying patient rooms, and unsettling treatment equipment left behind, these places evoke a deep sense of sorrow and unease. They represent a time when our understanding of the human mind was vastly different, and the methods used were often brutal and isolating. Many of these institutions were closed due to changes in policy that favored community-based care, but their massive structures were too large and too costly to repurpose now. Closed for safety and shrouded in local legends, they remain as haunting reminders of a dark chapter in medical history. Their walls saturated with the pain and suffering of those who were once confined within. In every abandoned place, from the smallest home to the largest factory, one force is always at work. Nature. It is the silent, final character in the story of every ruin. Watch how quickly vines and ivy crawl over brickwork, obscuring the human-made world beneath a blanket of green. See how rust consumes metal, turning sturdy vehicles and massive machinery into fragile, skeletal remains. Observe how trees push their way through concrete floors and roads, slowly breaking apart the foundations of our world. This process of reclamation creates a strange and captivating beauty and eerie harmony between decay and life. The sight of a forest growing inside a deserted church or a stream flowing through a collapsed factory floor can inspire deep reflection. It's a visual representation of impermanence, a powerful reminder that nothing we build is truly permanent. The world we construct is merely borrowed from the natural world, which will always be waiting to take it back. This eerie beauty is not just about destruction, it's about transformation. It shows that even in silence and decay, there is a cycle of life continuing. Nature's quiet takeover of these man-made spaces forces us to confront our own place in the grand scheme of time, and consider the legacy we will ultimately leave behind. Ultimately, each abandoned site is more than just a pile of rubble or a decaying structure. It is a chapter in the great American story. Each location reflects a profound change, a major economic shift that moved jobs elsewhere, a population migration that emptied entire regions, or an industrial or technological evolution that rendered old ways obsolete. These places are not just about what was lost, they are about what came next. The decline of the railroad town gave way to the age of the automobile. The closure of old factories marked the transition to a globalized, digital economy. Abandoned America is not a testament to failure, but a living museum of the country's constant, often turbulent, evolution. It's where the past is physically present, inviting us to listen to its silent stories and understand the forces that have shaped the nation we live in today. As we wander through these quiet streets and empty buildings, it's clear every cracked wall and rusted door has a story to tell. If you're fascinated by these forgotten corners of America, don't forget to subscribe and join our Stars and Stories community, where history and mystery come alive.